Loveland trying to steal third. Ball misses out, and Loveland takes third base.
How about that?
And a walk to Chris Ferrara. So the tying run now at first base. A risky move there with 2 outs. Never want to make the first or last out at third, but Loveland able to steal his second base of the inning.
Well, you know, in that spot, you're facing a team that plays small ball, and I think that either coach told Briggs before or told the lineups, or Briggs just thought himself, if they're going to play this brand of baseball, we've got to be able to match them and do what they do well. And Briggs has stolen 2 bases, already on third. Runners on the corners, a great spot.
Ryan Herskowitz, the transfer for the Lions, takes a strike, 0-1. It's been a slow start to the season for Herskowitz, batting just .222 on the year, but he has driven in 4 runs, looking to drive in his 5th here. McCarroll's pitch, blown by Herskowitz, and it's quickly 0-2. A lot of heat on that fastball.
Oh yeah, that's going to be what McCardle can really blow you away with, and hopefully we can see another nice at bat.
Check swing. They're going to appeal it, and the field umpire says Herskowitz did not go. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes now. So McCarroll getting ahead of a lot of guys, but then kind of falling back a little bit. See if he can put Herskowitz away here. Slider, good job to foul it off by Herskowitz and stay alive.
And this is the way that I think you have to get to this pitching staff, is by working your at-bats, getting into deeper counts. The more that you can force him, the more effort he has to go to throw strikes, the shorter he will be in this ball game.
Absolutely. And that's foul tipped into the mitt for strike 3. McCarroll in and out of trouble. After 1, the Wheaton Lions 2, Emerson Lions nothing. We'll be back in just a few. Is it McCardle or McCarroll? Is it McCardle or McCarroll? I want to make sure, because one of us is saying it wrong.
It's probably me.
No,
it is McCarroll.
Are you sure?
It is McCarroll.
Okay.
I'm certain. I'm looking at it.
No, because I am notorious for...
Well, I'm staring at the name
okay,
right here.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. I do that all the time, Evan. It's like, that's why I love rosters that have
the names,
that.
Yes.
But not just the names, the pronunciation.
Mm-hmm. Well,
through 37 pitches, 20 strikes in the first inning.
Holy cow. It's a lot. Well, everyone, thank you for joining me alongside Lucas Sims. I'm Evan Sharrard. I know you can't see us. I just got this up and live. We were having a lot of technical difficulties. Lucas is going to be calling the first game here, play-by-play. I'll be doing color. We have been calling the game so far on Play Site, and so that is what you were hearing before is the middle of that. But it is a blustery day in Boston, Massachusetts, out in East Boston, just about a minute walk from the airport station on the Blue Line. It's about 42 degrees and cloudy at East Boston Memorial Park. On the mound today for Emerson is Aiden Rice. So far it is 2-0 Wheaton after 1 inning, about to get the top of the second underway, where we will see Tommy Beauregard take his first at-bat of the day, the 9-spot hitter and the second baseman. And
all right, here we go. Aiden Rice back for his second inning of work. Evan, he threw a lot of pitches in that first inning. 37 total, only 20 for strikes. That one misses for ball 1, so Wheaton making him work early. No one up in the Emerson bullpen yet, though. It is still early.
Yeah, and when you're in the first inning, hopefully you can settle into the game. 37 pitches is nowhere near ideal, but to only allow 2 runs in that first inning against Wheaton in that situation, especially as shaky as it started with the ambush bunts, that's a good spot to be in. And Emerson showed that they can get base runners on. They just have to deliver in the next innings.
It's quickly 3-0 here as Rice falls behind. Tommy Beauregard takes a strike to make it 3-1. The 9 hitter, pardon me, for the Lions. So they are ready to bat around for the second time this inning, Evan.
Well, they'd love to, but I'm sure that Aiden Rice has other things in mind.
That one's in there for a strike, 3-2.
And
Beauregard batting a whopping .357 coming into the action today. And he takes a ball just off the plate for ball 4. You want to talk about guys who can get on base? Coming into the day, Beauregard, a .491 on base percentage. Only person with a higher one on the team is Mike Marr.
yeah,
With a .514 on base percentage. So 2 of those guys in this lineup, pivotal to making things happen on the offensive side.
yes, and that's the 4th walk this lineup's taken already. That's a really strong, good sign for Wheaton. And on a day when it's so cold, it's going to be harder to get your feel for the baseball as a pitcher.
The leadoff hitter, A.J. Jinden, pardon me, is now up in the box. He squared around a bunt, but took the first pitch of the at-bat here. See what's on here. That one misses up. No bunt shown there, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And again, we're seeing, I don't know if it's really control issues because Rice hasn't missed by much on pretty much any pitch, but just slight issues with finding the zone, which can be really frustrating, especially when you're, oh, I just missed by a hair.
That one is in for a strike to make it 2-1. The pitch from Rice, runner goes. Okamoto's throw is low and not in time. Tommy Beauregard steals second base. And I believe that was called a ball, so we'll have a 3-1 count. Yep.
Here we go. Good job here, baby.
So here we go. 3-1 count to the leadoff hitter. On deck, Tommy Ambrosani. That one in for a strike, so the count will go full. A lot of full counts here early on for Aiden Rice, Evan.
Yeah, and you know, we don't have the best view of this, so I can't tell if he's just missing, if it is his control, or if the ump's just calling a tight zone because of how good these hitters are.
Nice play by Fields there up the middle, but Chris Ferrara can't dig it out of the turf. And Ginden will get to second base. Tough play to make. Fields did a great job to even get to that ball. Rushed the throw. Ferrara couldn't pick it.
Yeah, and that's a tough play. The fact that Justin Fields could get to that was awesome. And the pick, I mean, that's going to be really hard, especially going away from your body there. An unfortunate break for Emerson, and they've got 2 base runners on now on second and third. See if they can strand them.
Go 1-6, here we go.
So here you go. No outs, second and third. Wheaton threatening again. And you have Tommy Ambrosani up for the Wheaton Lions. Here we go. That one's in there for a strike. And this is the guy you want to go after, Evan. Ambrosani batting .224 coming into the season with just 6 RBIs. Not their biggest threat in the lineup. If you're Aiden Rice here, gotta challenge this hitter, especially with Mike Marr on deck.
Yeah, to the best of your ability, for sure. This guy
one towards the line, and that's gonna get through a base hit. 1 run is in. The throw will come towards home. It's cut off by Chris Ferrara, and the Wheaton Lions have plated 2 more off the RBI single of Tommy Ambrosani.
Well, this team is fast, and we saw that right there. Both runners scoring on that dribbler single just past the first base bag. And just as you were saying, this is the guy you have to attack, and that's a tough break, and that's baseball sometimes. You get a ground ball, it just sneaks through the infield, and there are 2 more runs.
Not the hardest hit ball, but a job well done by Ambrosani. Ferrara laid out for it, just couldn't get there. So here we go, 2 more runs for Wheaton. They still have a runner on first with no outs. And one of their best hitters in Mike Marr, the shortstop, coming up to hit.
Yeah, that .389 average before the game started. He's actually 0 for 0 with that sacrifice bunt.
You know, that's the thing about Wheaton. That one's driven to deep left center field. Back towards the wall. That's going to get down over Santosuoso's head and go to the wall. Ambrosani's in to score. Marr in at second with a standing double, and it's now 5-0 Wheaton. And that's what I was going to say about Wheaton, you know. You see Marr with the double there. But to have him bunt in the first inning, it makes a statement. It says,
Absolutely.
I don't care who you are.
Yep.
We are playing to win. If that means my 3-hitter bunting, we're going to do it. And that's just the brand of baseball that Wheaton plays.
And that's frustrating, especially on a cold day, because it really tests not only your fundamentals, but your ability to work through bad conditions with your fundamentals. And that's a really frustrating team for a team that's on a long losing streak, to have to resort to those things, and then to have a fast team. It's like, oh, I did everything right, and then they still got on base.
Absolutely. Good slider there from Rice. A swing and a miss from Kevin Matos, the left fielder. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Jake Morvillo, the southpaw, starting to get loose in the Emerson bullpen, as this one's popped up, and that'll go foul and out of play down the left field line. So we said it. Wheaton driving up the pitch count of Rice.
Yes.
Causing the Emerson bullpen to already start moving around a little bit. Rice trying to put away Matos. That one up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What might be the most frustrating part of this game so far is Aiden Rice has not pitched poorly. He's walked 4 batters, and you'd think, oh, he must have had erratic control in this game, just couldn't get control of the slider or the fastball. He's had the control. These batters are just really disciplined at this point.
Absolutely. Matos, look at it right here, was down 0-2, and the count all of a sudden even at 2-2. He's fouled off tough pitches. This team just wears you down, Wheaton does.
And for those who can't see, the reason I said that is because Rice just missed his first 2 pitches, now 3, in convincing fashion for the first time today, and it's already 5-0. So sometimes when you're down like this, you just have to say, you know, screw whatever I was going with. I'm just going to start attacking hitters, throw strikes, and make them hit it.
Absolutely. So here we go, full count here to Matos. The pitch. Foul tip back to the backstop, and the at-bat continues. I think it's worth noting, too, before the game I was talking to head coach Nick Vanacchi if he had a Game 2 starter in mind yet. If he's named one, he has not. He said, and I quote, all hands on deck for Game 1, and I think we're seeing that with Rice. Morvillo now in the bullpen. I wouldn't be shocked to see some of the other top arms here in Game 1 for Emerson as they look to snap this losing streak. That's a ball 4 to Matos.
And I really liked what Coach Vanacchi said right before the game as well, as he said, is that what it is? You know, is that the losing streak? Because I'm not focusing on that right now. And for the team to just be all in on every game, that's what, you know, if you're old enough to remember it live, that's what the Red Sox said after they lost the 3rd game of ALCS 2004 against the Yankees, down 3-0. And they made that comeback, and they said, you know, we're going to take it 1 pitch at a time. You're not even thinking about the fact that you have to climb out of that hole. And that is certainly a mentality that when you are the underdogs, that if you take that and really work with it, it can come up trumps for you.
Absolutely. And I remember Kevin Millar being a huge part of that mentality for those 04 Sox. And I would say the Lions have a lot of guys who have helped facilitate that mentality, a lot of leaders that kind of try to keep it positive. Aiden Rice, one of the most instrumental in that, really has taken a leadership role for this Lions team. Despite being a transfer his first year here, he's really taken the pitching staff under his wing with all his experience, and he's really made this a better team.
Yeah, and this team is really filled with a lot of really positive
Ground
guys.
ball to the right side. Loveland gonna go to second. Matos did not slide there. An interesting choice. But still no double play turned on Wagner. And Evan, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that is just now the first out of the inning.
It is.
So a long second inning here for Emerson. But still, you got to put it into perspective. Just the second inning and only down 5. You limit the damage here. Emerson's shown they can score in bunches too.
Absolutely. A team that scored 21 runs in a football game. 21-14 win this year against Vermont. State Castleton, and yeah, this team can score a lot of runs, and they've got a lot of guys who can gel offensively once they get going. As someone who has had first-hand experience speaking with Briggs Loveland, I have not met someone who is more positive in and out, who goes about his day a better way. And this team does have the...
Bunted to the pitcher, Rice. He tries to go 4, and they're not going to get him. Indecision there from Rice, and the Lions won't get a single out on that play. And that's tough. You got to be sure to get an out there. And I understand where Rice is coming from. You want to cut down the runner there at the plate, but you have a sure out at 1.
Yes. I think what's really difficult about that is, as a pitcher, you want to save every run you can save, because you win the game by scoring more, but you also have to get out of the inning. So, I mean, that was a tough play. Usually you're going to throw that to the first baseman. Made the decision just a little too late.
Absolutely. So now Anthony Tiberio, and again, that's your 6-hitter laying down a bunt. Wheaton has shown they don't care where you are in the order. If the situation is right, they're going to play small ball. A team that seems very eager and willing to put their egos aside in order to win. And we've seen that from the Emerson team as well. They've implemented more
oh, that could be 2.
small ball
my
this
goodness.
year. That one's dropped by Field.
Hold on.
And now we have a very interesting double play to end the inning. Justin Fields dropped the blooper. No infield fly was called. And because the ball was dropped, both runners are tagged out, and we have an inning-ending double play.
Yeah,
and how about that?
Yeah, let's just break that down. So what happened there is there was a softly lined shot right at the second baseman. Briggs dropped the ball. He had it, dropped it. The umpires didn't have enough time to react to call the infield fly rule. And so what happens is, oh crap, I just was running. I'm out. So Briggs picks up the ball, tags the guy there at second base, and then the runner from first, he's a force out. He's got to go.
Absolutely.
So he's out as well. Double play and a huge break for the Lions to get out of that inning.
Much needed. We'll see if Rice is back out there for a 3rd inning of work. But first, the Lions come up to hit when we come back. We'll be back in just a few. Park, as McCarroll looks to continue his successful day so far. A scoreless first inning. He'll face Justin Fields, the Emerson leadoff hitter, playing shortstop today. Fields was involved in that very interesting double play last inning. He was the one who dropped that ball at shortstop. Somehow got 2 out of it. Fields batting .269 coming into the day. First pitch to him is way outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Let's go.
8 runs driven in. Tied for 3rd on this team with Braden O'Connell in that department. That one's in for a strike, 1-1.
Go to work. Let's go. All right.
Jake Morvillo continuing to get loose in the bullpen. Fun fact about Morvillo and Justin Fields, they grew up in the same town in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. Played a lot of baseball together growing up, and they both ended up here at Emerson playing with each other, which I think is pretty cool.
Come on, kid.
That one is in there for strike 2. Fields shaking his head, not really too fond of that call. Number 0, formerly AJ Ortega's number, graduated last year for the Lions. That one's up. Very cold day, as you can see. Fields not only an undershirt but an under hoodie today, and you see that a lot with the Emerson Lions playing up here in the Northeast.
Well, you know,
that one misses, so a leadoff base runner for Emerson.
Get a grounder here. Get a grounder.
Justin Fields doing his part and some decent speed on the bases here for the Lions to start, and now Blake Benway will step into the left-handed batter's box. Back-to-back lefties in the order here. Benway, a staple in this lineup, plays every day. He takes a ball off the plate, and another close pitch just not called by the home plate umpire, Evan.
Yeah, he's gonna call it this way today, and I think that the batters are starting, and the pitchers are starting to recognize that and change their approaches. Hitters have been disciplined today.
Again, tough pitch to take, but taken outside, 2-0. Coming into the day, Blake Benway, a .255 hitter, gets on base at a percentage of .321 in 47 at-bats. He's ahead 2-0 in the count. McCarroll's pitch, fouled back. Good hack on the 2-0 fastball. I like that approach from Benway there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when you're down by 6, you need to get every base runner you can and just have the next man up mentality. Pass the baton, because I can't tie the game. I can't give my team the lead. There's no time to play hero ball yet.
Benway asking where that pitch was. It was a called strike. Looked to be a little low, but must have caught the knees, and it's a 2-2 count. Fields not much of a lead at first. And that one's upstairs, 3-2. So again, McCarroll, full count here. Each pitcher working longer at bats for the most part today.
Yeah, and Emerson has already worked 2 walks. If they can get a third here, they will have matched McCarroll's strikeout.
There goes Fields, swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw is nowhere close, and Justin Fields nabs second base there. And now you have Jake Okamoto, the backstop for the Lions.
Here we go, 4-6. Here we go. No, here we go.
Jake Okamoto hitting 182 with 1 RBI on the season. No home runs, playing catcher today and in that right-handed batter's box.
Oka guy that I would describe as very gritty, a very gritty player. Plays very hard, a lot of respect for the game, and a very energetic guy, but also a leader behind the plate for his pitching staff. Looking to do a job here. That one, a good take, a slider there. 2-0, Evan?
2-0.
So here we go, another hitter's count. Okamoto looking to do a job. Fields off a second, a decent lead. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning here in game 1. Upstairs, and a 3-0 count.
All right, here we go. 4-6. Let's go.
Oh, I apologize. It's going to be 2-1 there.
2-1. There was a strike.
Yeah, the first pitch was a strike.
It was questionable. That's what I thought. Okay. The low ball's been called a lot, as that's a weak ground ball to the right side. Wagner fields it, steps on first, and there are 2 outs. So for the second straight inning, Emerson gets a runner to third base with 2 outs. They didn't cash in the first. They'll look to do so here with Anthony Santosuoso coming up to the dish, batting .224 coming into the day with 3 RBIs. Looking for a 4th one here. A transfer student. A lot of transfers on this Emerson team. A lot of new faces. You have Rice, Herskowitz, and Santosuoso. That one misses up. 1 ball, no strikes.
Here we go.
And so far, a lot of the Emerson hitters have had that disciplined approach, taking till 2 strikes, really trying to get the pitch they want.
Santosuoso late on that fastball. We've seen a lot of tardy swings from the Emerson lineup today. I hate to speculate, but I would say that fastball's probably in the upper 8s. Some of them potentially touching low 9s. I doubt it on a cold day like today, but you never know. Carroll definitely has it in him. A 2-strike count here to Santosuoso. 1-2, 2 outs, runner on third. McCarroll trying to get out of it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. For the second straight inning, the Lions leave a runner at third. We've played 2, Wheaton 5, or pardon me, 6, Emerson 0. We'll be back in just a few. Aiden Rice's day is done after just 2 innings of work. He threw 68 pitches, 40 for strikes, gave up 6 runs on the day. Not exactly how he wanted things to go, but he'll be relieved by Jake Morvillo. So the Glen Ridge duo is in the game. You have Justin Fields at short, and you have Morvillo on the mound now. Morvillo yet to hit his stride so far this year, pitching to a 12 ERA and 15 innings of work. He's looking to have a good outing here to keep this game right where it is. And he will face Tyler Bellon, pardon me, the catcher. First pitch from Morvillo is hit hard towards the Emerson dugout. Logan Riley dancing out of the way. Remember earlier in the season, Jordy Arboleda got drilled by a foul ball in that fashion.
Goodness.
Left a big bruise. Logan avoids the ball there. 0-1. Off-speed pitch misses low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Some action in the Wheaton bullpen as a right-hander starting to get loose. That one's on the ground to Justin Fields, and there you go. A high throw. Ferrara doesn't get the tag. So a leadoff base runner for Wheaton. And Morvillo already set to go. He's ready to throw the next pitch.
Yeah.
He's looking for a sign already. Okamoto not even back yet. In the bullpen for Wheaton is number 27. Matthew Feist, a right-hander. This bunt is popped up foul, and it's no balls and a strike.
Hey, Bo, here we go. Let's go. Come on, Bo.
So, Tommy Beauregard looking to do a job here.
Hey, Bo.
Morvillo gets his sign, peeks at the runner at first. The pitch, another bunt. That one gets away from Okamoto, but not far enough for the runner to advance.
Go, Bo. Here you go, Bo. Let's go. Come on.
This is a tougher spot. Lefty-righty matchup. Morvillo the lefty. Usually I like to look for a double play, pitch to the outside, but that's tougher when you're pitching to an opposite-handedness.
Pickoff attempt here. A little bit of a show move from Morvillo. Keep the runner honest. Emerson looking for their first clean inning of the day here. Down 6 in the top of the 3rd. The bunt is a good one, but it'll go foul. So 2 strikes now on the hitter. 1-2 the count. Beauregard.
Come on, Bo. Come on, baby.
A 1-2 count with no outs. See if he's bunting with 2 strikes. I doubt it, but you never know.
Hey, 2-1. Come on, kid. Here you go, Bo. Hunt out. Come on, Bo.
Pitch. No bunt, and it's a line drive base hit up the middle, just out of the reach of Loveland. So Beauregard says, forget the bunt, I'll do it myself, as he lines one up the middle.
And you wonder why he didn't do that from the beginning. I understand trying to get the runner over, but when you can swing the bat just like that.
Especially with a 6-run lead, you have a decent lead.
Yeah.
Surprising to see the bat taken out of his hands, but that's the game Wheaton plays. But this lineup's so dangerous that even with 2 strikes and ahead of the count, they can hit the ball up the middle. So no outs here, first and second. That off-speed misses low, and Morvillo's yet to find that pitch. One ball, no strikes. Mike Marr, the batter, fakes the bunt, and that one misses just outside. Morvillo very confused as to where that missed, and head coach Nick Vinacchi, you could even hear him say, where did that miss?
Come on, babe.
I think it's also worth noting, Evan, very interesting today. It seems as though head coach Nick Vinacchi is calling pitches, normally a job that's reserved for pitching coach Rob Carrillo, but looks as though Skip took over that job today.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure why that might happen, but certainly a job that's interchangeable, and maybe Vinacchi just wants to test some things out and see if there's something that he's seen in past games that might be worked out by having him call pitches.
There's a very good curveball from Morvillo, and a swing and a miss. Brings the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morvillo looking for his first out of the inning. A ground ball would be absolutely huge here. Already got 1 in the inning on the leadoff hitter. That
maybe a 4.63.
That one misses, and the count will go full.
It would be huge if Morvillo can turn a double play here, because then you keep the top of the order from coming up to bat again. You got Jinden, Ambrosine, and Maher in that area.
This one popped up left side. Fields ranging over. Infield fly rule is called this time. And we have 1 out. So a good job there by Morvillo to get his first out of the inning. You could argue it should have been the second, due to the leadoff error. That brings up
Ambrosini.
Tommy Ambrosini, Evan. So his 3rd time up. Wheaton already getting their starting lineup, their 3rd looks through the order. And that's nice. A good curveball. The first lefty-lefty matchup for Morvillo.
And now he can start working the outside of the plate a lot more now that he's got that lefty-lefty matchup. It's going to be a lot harder to get to those breaking balls, and he might turn.
This one driven towards right, and that'll drop foul, and it's 0-2.
He might have a better ability at rolling over some of these hitters now that he can have those balls breaking away instead of into them.
Especially considering Ambrosini did get a single in his last at-bat, but it was a ground ball on the right side. I'd love another one of those here. Try to get a double play. Ferrara playing back. Fields shaded up the middle at short. Loveland straight up. That one misses low and away. 1-2. Herskowitz also pretty much straight up at 3rd. I will say Santos Rosso playing pretty much in the left center field gap in the outfield. A little bit of a shift on there. Morvillo looking for a big second out here. The pitch. This is outside, 2-2.
And there's your waste pitch, so now you got to get right back into that zone, try and nick that corner down and to the right side for a rollover.
6-0 Wheaton, 1 out. Runners on first and second. 2-2 count. The pitch misses again, 3-2. So that's 3 straight off-speed pitches that were not particularly close to Ambrosini. So we'll see if there's a challenge pitch here. An error and a single.
See if he tries to jam him here.
The pitch from Morvillo. Goes back to the off-speed, gets the soft contact. Fields catches this one and steps on second base at the same time for another unique double play, and the side is retired. A scoreless inning for Jake Morvillo as the Lions look to get some on the board when we return. So here we go, Ryan McCarroll ready for his third inning of work. And Evan, what's impressed you from McCarroll so far early on?
Well, he's actually been able to work really well with base runners, and that's important, especially if you're going to keep the score low, because in a cold day like this, it's going to be harder to control your pitches. One thing that I thought is really impressive about him as well so far is that he has been able to control his pitches against a Lions lineup that hasn't been short of aggressive so far. So we'll see if he can keep that going. He's also kept the pitch down as well.
First pitch is in there at the knees, 0-1. The Lions getting their second look at McCarroll now as the leadoff hitter, Braden O'Connell, the DH, steps into the box. No balls and a strike. That one's in there for strike two, and all of a sudden, a quick 0-2 count for O'Connell.
And another thing that has really impressed me so far is McCarroll's ability to strike out batters after being behind in the account, because last inning struck out Benway and Santuoso after they were ahead in the count with 3 balls.
Absolutely. A pitcher that's not afraid to challenge you at any time with any pitch. As you said, good command of all his pitches. From the windup, the 0-2 popped up back towards us. And that'll go foul onto the track here at Memorial Park. Memorial Park, an 18-acre park next to Boston Logan Airport, home of the Suffolk Rams actually here. As that's a line down the left field line. That's going to be caught, though, by Kevin Matos in left field. That was the hardest hit ball of the day for Emerson.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's got to be frustrating for O'Connell.
Yeah, that's killer. And we've seen pretty much any ball that's hit towards the outfield so far has gotten down, and that's the first one that looks like, all right, this one, I don't know, you can't really call it a rob, because that was just a line out, but
this one, another line drive down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Nick Favazzo digging for 2. It's bobbled out in left. Favazzo's going to stop at second.
Nicky 2 bags. How about that?
You know what, Evan? That is a promising sign. The last 2 pitchers being hit hard. Second look through the order.
Yes,
maybe Emerson's ready to get something going here.
Yeah, and here comes number 12. Loveland, ready to spread some love to the Emerson bench. Let's get some runs.
So here we go. Nick Favazzo, a double. And again, for the 3rd straight inning, Emerson getting someone in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Brigham Loveland late on the first pitch he sees, fouls it off 0-1.
Now he just got to drive him in. Briggs knows how to do that. He's got 9 RBIs on the season, batting .391 before this game, 3 home runs as well.
This one a ground ball to the right side. And Loveland is retired as Beauregard makes the play. So again, Evan.
Runner on third, 2 outs.
Can't make it up. Third time in a row.
Well,
Lions are getting people on base in scoring position.
Yes, yes. And I don't think there's someone that you want more at the plate right now than Chris Ferrara, driving in 19 runs, 11 more than anybody else on the team. It's time, or 10 more than Briggs. Briggs
He checks his swing, no appeal needed. Home plate umpire says he went around 0-1. Emerson knocking on the door. They've yet to cash in. Can they do so here? That one way upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. And there was, again, some gas behind that one. McCarroll seems to thrive under pressure, even with runners in scoring position. Reminds me a lot of how Jacob deGrom in his prime with the Mets. Didn't matter who was on base, how many bases were occupied. He seemed to just get better in those situations. McCarroll, another one of those guys that seems to have that type of mentality. Ferrara down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fouls it off to keep the at-bat going. Pitch count at 54 for McCarroll here in the 3rd. So Emerson's made him work a little bit, Evan.
Yeah, they have, and Chris Ferrara here looks a little too hitterish on that pitch. Just got to take that one there, but just trying to stay alive.
He drives one, center field, that's down for a base hit, and the Lions plate their first run of the game. Ferrara's 20th RBI of the season comes on a single here off of McCarroll to plate the first run of the game for the Purple.
And that is, ladies and gentlemen, folks, that is an example of what happens when you speak too quickly. You look a little hitterish, well, you know, screw you, that's an RBI.
And now Herskowitz. And Evan, you mentioned a Lions lineup that has been aggressive today. You've seen it this inning. Jumping on first pitches, it seems almost every at-bat. We saw O'Connell do it. We saw the double off of Favazzo. Ferrara did, and now Herskowitz. All guys swinging at the first pitch here, trying to make something happen. That's a good slider to get ahead 0-2 on Herskowitz.
And I wonder what the conversation in the Emerson side of things was like after each of these guys got to see him once, and the second time around, if there's anything that they told them to be looking for. Hey, that fastball's just straight.
That slider swung on and missed, but the Lions plate 1. 2 hits, 1 run across, 1 left on. We've played 3. Wheaton Lions 6, your Emerson Lions 1. We'll be back after a quick break. Jake Morvillo looking to continue his success today. He has thrown a scoreless inning, the first of the day for the Lions last inning. Or pardon me. It's been 2 scoreless innings in a row now for the Lions. So here we go.
Top of the 4th.
Oh no, it is. This would be the 2nd scoreless in a row.
If they get it, yeah.
See,
and we're gonna have Mike Meyer.
Swing and a miss.
That's all right, Lucas. You're reading the live stats. That's fine. That's good. Correcting yourself.
Here we go.
That's important. Correcting yourself's important.
I do know it's 0-1, so here we go. No balls in a strike. This one popped up. Right center field. Benway calling off his center fielder Favazzo. He'll make the catch, and there's the first out.
A nice little knuckles there with the glove over there, Favazzo. Rare that you'll see him called off with the wheels he's got out there, but let the senior take this one, Blake Benway from Connecticut.
An attendance of about 50 people here today. Good crowd here, Evan, here at Memorial Park as this one's driven. Another test for Benway. This one's down for extra bases. It'll go all the way into the corner. Beauregard digging for third. He'll get there standing. And after a leadoff out, Wheaton's right back in scoring position with a triple.
That was Kevin Matos who ripped that one down the right field line. That was, I mean, seeing him chug that around. This, like you said, this is a pitcher-friendly park until it hits the gaps along the line because it's so deep out there that if you let one get down, that's going to be 2, maybe 3 bases. And right there it was 3 for Matos.
Swing and a miss there. Number 8, Tim Wagner. Batting 5th. No hits and 2 at-bats today. He struck out once. On deck is Wensley, the third baseman. So here we go. 1 out, runner on third. Matos, the runner at third. Morvillo's pitch. And it's 2 balls and a strike now. That one just missing outside. Had good height. No one up in the Emerson bullpen. So this is Morvillo's inning. That one misses outside 3-1. And you know, Morvillo, a guy that's very versatile, a guy that can go out there, give you one if you need one, but typically a longer reliever, but also can start. And we've seen that this year, last year. A guy that can really do it all. That one misses inside and a walk to Wagner. So he reaches base for the first time today.
But you know what that means? With 1 out, that means that we have a double play set up in a lefty-lefty matchup. Perfect spot for this.
I would not be shocked to see Wagner in motion here. Not a ton of speed,
yes.
But again, Wheaton, a team that plays small ball. Maybe to get out of that double play that you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to be saying. Is these first couple pitches, Wagner's going to be probing to see how long does it take him, counting in my head, how long do I have to run here? And then once you've got it timed down, the count's right, go.
Casey Wensley showing bunt on the first pitch he sees. I will say, Wagner 0 for 1 on stolen base attempts, so he has not gone many times this year. We saw the bunt on the first pitch, so maybe Wheaton opting to play some more small ball that way rather than making it happen on the bases. Another bunt, and that one misses in the dirt, 1-1.
And when you've got Casey Wensley up batting, who's hitting .298 on the season, I really kind of play more of an American League style. Don't send the runners here and let your hitters hit. Although we have seen Wheaton start the game where you don't let your hitters hit and they get on bunt and score 6 runs anyway.
He's shown bunt twice here. See if he shows it a third time. Morvillo, pickoff attempt there. He's got to be careful with that. Could be called for a balk. That was very...
It was close, yeah.
It was close.
Come on, Casey, come on, babe.
A good move nonetheless.
Absolutely.
As long as it's not being called, why not use it?
Yeah.
But we've seen lefties get called for that.
And that's dangerous when you've got a runner on third as well, because you get a ball. One comes in.
So 3-1. Or 2-1. So a hitter's count. The bunt was not on that pitch. You know what? There's something to be said about. Here's the bunt shown again. 3-1 the count now. There's something to be said about, you know, Wheaton's kind of playing some mind games here with bunts on, bunts off. Your defense really can't get set. You don't really know what to expect at any given time. The bunt could be on here, could not be. 3-1 count is a hitter's count for a guy who is one of their best hitters. Bunt is shown again.
That time foul.
And now a 2-strike count. I will say we haven't seen a bunt attempt from Wheaton in a 2-strike count yet today. So if I'm Morvillo, I'm expecting a swing here.
Yeah, and that is so tough as a pitcher to be playing knowing the guy's bunting. I just want to throw a strike. He hasn't even shown me his cards yet. I don't know if he's late on the off-speed pitch so I can just gun one by him, or if he's early on the fastball so I have to throw the off-speed pitch. So you're just kind of going in blind here. Throw your best pitch, see what happens.
Absolutely. 3-2. Pitch. Fastball popped up. Center field, Fields settles under in the infield. Completely lost that one on the gray sky, Evan. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
to you.
you know, I was just listening for who was calling it, and I saw Justin saying ball, ball, ball. But yeah, I mean, they say losing the ball and the lights. No lights here, but how about the gray sky?
You worry about the sun during a day game, but on a cloudy day, I'd argue it's almost harder to see a ball against that backdrop in the air.
Absolutely.
So Morvillo has a way out of this inning.
Yeah, and that pop out, that's exactly what you needed. If you're not going to get the double play, don't let the ball leave the infield.
With 2 outs, a runner on first and third.
It's going to be Anthony Tiberio.
6-1 your score. Morvillo looking to keep it right here. His pitch fouled off of Okamoto's mask, and he'll take a second to regroup.
And this lineup, I'll tell you, it just doesn't get any easier. Tiberio hitting 300, 1 home run and 5 RBIs, only 1 double on the season, and then in Steeper Park, some of those home runs turn into doubles, but no break for the Lions pitching staff.
So Okamoto getting a little reset as that one rattled his mask. He says, I'm all good. And Tiberio back in.
It is 6-1 in favor of Wheaton right now.
1-1 pitch. Tiberio thought about it. A good curveball. And that'll move the count to 2-1. As I said, Morvillo looking to secure his second straight scoreless inning and help his team get back in and hit. The pitch. And that'll hit him. Tiberio will take his base, and
Bases
here
loaded.
you go. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Well, on the bright side, with 2 outs, that means that you now have a force at every base, which makes it a lot easier to avoid an error. No long throw. Take the shortest throw
Absolutely.
that you've got.
So that'll bring up.
Tyler Bell in big spot.
Absolutely.
229 hitter, 4 RBIs, no home runs.
He can match a season RBI total with 1 swing right here. That one's in for a strike.
Bellin reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. That was on the throw by Justin Fields. That was the one that went high over Chris Ferrara's
First batter
head.
Morvillo faced. That is correct. That one misses 1-1 now. Emerson looking for their first win in a very long time. Their last win came on March 10th versus Muhlenberg in Florida. That one's driven left field. Sandesuoso is right there to make the catch. And that will retire the side. 3 left on for Wheaton. None come across to score. We'll be back in just a few. Back here in East Boston, Justin Fields will lead things off.
Top of the 4th.
He has walked in his only appearance today. Top of the fourth, 6-1 your score. McCarroll 6 strikeouts and 3 walks through his first 3 innings of work, Evan. He's been impressive so far, just getting touched up for the 1 run.
Yeah, and that's usually around what he allows with a 1.5 ERA on the season. That's really good number. Having him up at the 62 pitch count at the start of this 4th inning is big. Emerson needs to see some more and maybe knock him out of the game.
The 1-1 pitch misses upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. That one misses outside, 3-1 now, so Fields working a good at-bat once more. Looking to walk for the 2nd time maybe today. That one's in for a strike. So that'll run the count to 3-2.
Like you can, 4-6, go get him.
Pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. The fastball's blown by Fields for the first out.
And that's the 7th strikeout of the day. McCarroll has had his A stuff today, for sure.
Ryan, that's a great pitch.
Really, like he has all season.
I mean, you got to figure he's gotten 10 outs, 7 of which have come via the strikeout. Definitely more of a power pitcher today that the Lions are seeing. Benway takes a ball, 1 ball, no strikes, the right fielder for Emerson. He struck out. He's one of the 7 victims today. In his only at-bat so far on deck is Jake Okamoto. As the Lions look to continue chipping away. That one misses upstairs. And it's 3-0 to Benway, and I'd have to think the take sign's on here. I think it goes without saying, down 6-1.
Yeah, get those base runners.
Be one thing if you had a couple guys on, and there you see it. Automatic take. That one misses high for ball 4.
That one is the 3rd walk of the day, which is important. 4th walk of the day. You got to get those off of a really good pitcher. Get the base runners on, so when you get that hit, you get more than 1 run.
Jake Okamoto settles in. And that one misses. 1 ball, no strikes to the backstop for the Lions. Right by him to even the count at 1-1, and yet another late swing from the Lions. We've seen a lot more on time swings here, 2nd time through the order. That was not one of them. Carroll loves his fastball. And there it is again. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
Yeah, good luck with that pitch. Inside and in, fastball high and in. My goodness.
He could put that pitch anywhere he wants, and it sets up his off-speed nicely. See what he goes with here. That one misses just low, 2-2.
That's a great take by Oak right there, because that's an outside slider down and away, complete opposite location to lay off that. You either didn't see it or you knew that he was throwing the off-speed. Great take.
There's another off-speed pitch, this one more in the zone. Okamoto fouls it off to keep the at-bat going.
Like you can, 4-6.
McCarroll up to 72 pitches here in the 4th. Wonder what his leash is today, as the Lions have some action in their bullpen as Russell Silverman is stirring.
Oak takes a timeout right there. See if he's switching out some equipment.
Looks as though maybe a helmet issue, perhaps a bat issue. No, maybe just talking to head coach Nick Vanacchi. I have no idea what you could possibly be talking about here. Runner on first with 1 out and a 2-2 count. It's not like you're going to bunt here. Maybe just taking a little reset. Oak does love to call time. Obviously, with the new rules, you can't do it as much as you used to be able to. 1-2 is the count.
4-6.
Swung on a miss, strike 3.
Number 8.
So the timeout does not help. as Okamoto's down on strikes, and that'll bring up Anthony Santasuoso. He struck out in his only plate appearance thus far today. Make that the 8th victim set down on strikes. An impressive start so far from McCarroll, and another tardy swing, 0-1.
Well, a positive for the Lions so far in this game, the Emerson Lions, that is, the one with the eye, is that they've had a base runner every inning so far, so they haven't allowed McCarroll to go 1-2-3.
That one misses low, 1-1. Santasuoso looking to get this back to the top of the order for Emerson.
It would be interesting, Lucas, to see if they keep Morvillo out there after he had 2 clean innings. You said earlier he can kind of do it all. Relief, long relief, start.
Great take there by Santasuoso. Doesn't chase the slider. Yeah, Evan, I think Morvillo's really been comfortable in being a versatile guy. Not afraid to go in and start, come out of relief. Wouldn't be shocked to see at least an inning or 2 more out of him if he can keep having success. And Nick Venaki, I think his mindset right now as well. Morvillo, a lefty, has had some success. Why not get another one ready to go in Silverman in the bullpen? Which is interesting because not a left-handed dominant lineup for Wheaton. I believe there's only 2 lefties in this entire lineup today. But that's baseball.
Yeah, sometimes it's all about that arm slot. You can't find where that ball's coming out. You lose time to really track it and find the bat on the ball.
Great at bat being worked by Santasuoso here. Looking to do a job. Get on base here. 2-2, 2 outs. There goes Benway. That one upstairs to throw down to second.
Safe.
Is not in time. A good throw from Tyler Bellin. But Benway. So, Evan, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but the 4th inning in a row, Emerson's gotten a runner in scoring position. Only 1 run to show. You would love a 2-strike, 2-out single here to really get the guys fired up from Santasuoso.
Yeah, and Santasuoso can sit in on this.
Oh, and you're not going to see it there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Lions leave a runner at second. A walk and 1 left on.
3 strikeouts.
We've played 4. Wheaton up 6-1. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Or pardon me, top of the 5th inning here.
Go, Bo, start a kick. Come on, Bo.
In case you were wondering where the NEWMAC standings line up coming into today, Babson leads the conference with 6 wins in conference play and no losses as Morvillo's back out for his 3rd inning of work. And that one misses 1-0. Salve Regina 5-1 in conference play, the new addition to the NEWMAC.
That's a strong start.
Very strong start indeed. Coast Guard not too shabby, 3-1. Wheaton also 3-1 in conference play. WPI 1-1. Their 1 win in conference play actually came against Wheaton.
Come on, Bo.
Clark at 2-4. Springfield 0-4. MIT 0-4, and Emerson 0-4 as well in conference play.
It's a top-heavy conference so far. I mean, those are 4 really good baseball teams, and 3 teams at the bottom really struggling. I mean, it's tough with the travel and the weather out here. You're a full-time college student. It's hard to deal with all of that adversity.
With that, as there's a strikeout for Morvillo, very good pitch there, 1 out. And you look at it, with the loss against Clark, Wheaton has matched their loss total for conference play of last year. They went 16-1 to win the NEWMAC last year. Also won the NEWMAC playoffs as well. Made a very deep run into May. Their season ended on a 12-2 loss against the #1 seed John Hopkins. A very good D3 program historically, but a tremendous season for Wheaton last year.
Yeah, that's really something you can be proud of. Not only do you win your conference, and that's huge. Winning your conference is really, I think, every team's goal when you're there. And then when you lose to a 1 seed, I mean, that's...
Who they beat in game 1 of that series, mind you. They took a game from them.
And that's impressive, too. To beat and know that you can play with the best teams in the entire division, that's really awesome.
Absolutely. And that's a strike from Morvillo there.
Got to work back now.
3-1 the count. That one in for a strike, 3-2.
Morvillo's...
And anytime you're playing baseball as an NCAA school almost into June, you know you've had a good season.
Oh, yeah.
And that one's in there for strike 3.
That?
Jake Morvillo, his 2nd straight strikeout, battles back from 3-0.
His first one looking. His control in this inning and the last, he's really settling in, and he could go long in this game. It's all going to be up to Coach to see how long he'll let him in, because right now he is dominating a really strong lineup.
I don't want to give the old broadcaster's curse, but this is the best Morvillo's looked all year. You'd love to see it, keeping his team right in it. Only a 5-run game so far.
He splashed a smile right there. He just missed one. He's still smiling. He's ready for the next pitch. This guy's feeling great.
Smiling out there, having fun. That's what it's all about. The off speed is in there for a strike, 1-1. A great slider there from Jake Morvillo. Facing Tommy Ambrosani, the 2-hitter. One of the 2 lefties in the lineup. Oh, and that one just barely misses.
Jake does not like that hit.
And there are some disgruntled Emersonians in that dugout.
You know, but
chirping a little bit after that no call.
What I love is Jake, you know, it's almost like if you asked him, I feel like almost like he wouldn't care. He's smiling. He's loving every second of it, even though he's missing. He's not stressed out at all. And you want your athletes to be loose. And Jake is loose right now. He's just having fun.
He keeps on smiling, even talking to himself a little bit out there. Gets his sign.
Come on, baby.
And that one misses for ball 4, and Morvillo looks in disbelief as he cannot believe that was called a ball.
Well,
again, tough to see from here. Maybe it was a little outside, but a tight zone continues to be the theme today for the home plate umpire.
Well, Jake can definitely get right back in the zone after that. Doesn't look like it took a hit on his confidence at all. He's still smiling. My God, that guy looks... There's got to be something going on in his head that's not baseball related right now, because he's having too much fun for being locked in as he is. As locked in as he's looked.
1 ball, no strikes here to the 3-hitter Mike Marr. So with 2 outs, Marr definitely looking to swing the bat here and not bunt as he did in his first at-bat.
Yeah, there's the 2-out bunt here would make no sense to me.
As this one's driven deep down the left field line, but that's going to hook foul. Good charge into that one.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to see Morvillo's inside fastball a little bit better here. That was a good swing. It's just got to straighten it out. It looks like he was waiting for that. When you're too early on those things, you know you saw it.
And you mentioned he was early. Morvillo not a guy that's going to really overpower you a lot. I'm very intrigued to think that Santos Rosso is still playing in that left center field gap and not really more towards the line, especially after the foul ball you just saw. There's a huge hole in left field for Marr to use. You don't want to be pull happy as a hitter, but if there's ever a time to pull
it's
one.
right now, yeah.
There goes the runner.
Oh,
Morvillo picked him off. The throw by Ferrara. Not in time to second base.
Oh, Briggs can't believe it. He's having a conversation with the
Loveland
umpire.
thought he got the tag in there. Field umpire says no.
Well, he did the kind of the swing move where he swung around the bag to the right side. So Briggs was on the other side of the bag, tagging left to right. So he bought himself a second. So yeah, I mean, it was close, and Briggs had the ball there before he touched the bag, but he didn't tag him before he touched the bag because of that good swing move. So there you go.
Nick Vinacki out of the dugout arguing, pleading his case. Field umpire says, that's my call, I'm sticking with it. Still, got to remember, 2 outs here. Still a pathway out of this inning. It is a 2-1 count to Marr. A longer pause here from Morvillo. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
1 strike away, and right there the fastball did overpower him. I would love to see an inside breaking ball just a little too low on the knees to try to mock that fastball. Good tunneling action, maybe get a strikeout.
See what he goes with here. There it is, but did not get it where he wanted it, and the count will go full. Russell Silverman ready to go in the bullpen, it seems.
Right here, I don't know if you want to play it safe against their best hitter. 389 Mike Marr, get to the next guy.
You have a lefty on deck as well.
Yeah.
And I think that was the mentality, Evan. You hit it on the head. You have a lefty on deck, one of your best hitters up. Why not pitch around him there with a full count?
Yeah, and that way you get to force 2 bases there, and you're guaranteeing a better matchup. Get a lefty-lefty matchup. Batting average drops by 140 points. I like that.
Kevin Matos, a check swing down the line. It'll go foul. Morvillo will touch it foul. As the blue line makes its way out in the outfield here in Memorial Park. 2 outs, runner on first and second. 0-1 to Matos. Morvillo gets to sign the pitch. That one misses low, 1-1. If there has been a pitch that's been called today, it has been the low ball. Not this time, though.
Yeah, and that is one thing when you have a lefty-lefty matchup. If you're really riding that inside against righties, the moment you get a lefty, it's going to be a lot easier for the umpire to see. So if you do miss it all, it's not going to be called, and that can be tough, especially when you're working for that outside slider to get a rollover.
Which we just saw there, and Matos swung through it to make the count 1-2. I would not be shocked to see that exact pitch about maybe 3 inches lower.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, try and get the swing and a miss again. Don't want to give him something to hit.
Oh, and that one misses again.
Yep.
Morvillo again. Nothing you can do but laugh. That was a pitcher's pitch, not called though. Trying to get his ender here and put up the 3rd straight 0.
Jake still all smiles.
Pitch. Outside, and the count is full.
Yeah,
the last thing you want to do here, Evan, is load the bases.
Well, you know, you get a force at every base. I agree with you. You want to get out of this as early as you can, but you can't give up a run here. So if you do load the bases, better than giving up a hit. This is a little fake to second here.
Maybe he didn't like the pitch call. Maybe he wasn't ready to go, and now here we are. Full count. 2 outs, and Morvillo disengages again. Maybe trying to get Matos out of rhythm in the box.
Yeah, I'm not sure there, because he doesn't really need to worry about the second runner running.
And the off-speed pitch misses badly in the dirt. Ball 4. That will load the bases. They appeal the swing. There was not much of an attempt to swing there, and that is confirmed.
That is 3 straight walks, so it appears that after I did say something about Jake's control looking great, you get 3 walks in a row.
So there is the broadcaster's curse, and I think that's going to do it for Morvillo. Head coach Nick Vinacki signals for his other left-hander, Russell Silverman, coming in to relieve Jake Morvillo. Emerson trying to keep this right where it is. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere, folks. to another. Russell Silverman will come in and try to get the final out of this inning, but Wheaton has the bases loaded after Jake Morvillo walked 3 straight. But a great job by Morvillo to come and relieve Aiden Rice. But it's now up to Silverman to ensure that no runs end up on Morvillo's ledger today. Silverman coming into the day, pitching to 16.87 ERA. No wins, no losses in just 2 2/3 innings pitched. So not a large sample size, so that ERA definitely a little balloon due to that. But Silverman pitched very well last year for this Lions team down the stretch, and Nick Vanacki is going to him here in a big spot. So here we go. First pitch to Tim Wagner is in there on the inside corner, strike 1.
Yeah, and right away you can see that Silverman, well, you all can't see, but those of you on Playside can see. He just threw a hard fastball down the plate with a different arm angle than was just used by Morvillo. He's going to be bringing it today.
Silverman, a sophomore out of New York, gets a soft foul ball, and it's quickly 0-2, and a strikeout here would certainly give some momentum to the Emerson side.
Oh yeah, it'd be huge. Get another scoreless inning. Get your guys out there to hit one more time against McCarroll.
Gotta get a good 2-strike pitch here. Gotta be smart, especially with a hitter like Wagner. I think that's where Emerson's had some trouble on the pitching side, is with 2 strikes, leaving balls down the middle, as this one's a jam shot pop-up. Fields ranging back. He makes the catch.
Wow.
Justin Fields flashing the leather to keep it a scoreless inning. And Russell Silverman is fired up coming off the mound.
Well, you know, Lucas, he's had tough plays to make out there. He's caught a couple pop-ups, but that one drifting well into left field, that is the hardest play he's made of the day, and impressive.
Here we go. Ryan McCarroll ready for his 5th inning of work. A 6-1 game. What a job by Russell Silverman coming in, getting Tim Wagner to pop up. A great defensive play by Fields. Hopefully some momentum starting to sway towards the Emerson side as they have their leadoff hitter, Braden O'Connell, up ready to go.
Carroll, let's go.
This is a great spot for Emerson. Not only do they say that, hey, that 3rd time through the order, that's when you get your real best look at the guy. So hopefully we'll see some of the best at-bats of the day for Emerson. But they've got 1 run. They trail by 5 here. They do have the pitch count up just a little bit. McCarroll trying to get 1 more of those innings for the quality start.
That one's in for a strike to O'Connell, 0-1. O'Connell, a tough 0 for 2. His last at-bat hit one about 100 miles an hour to the left fielder.
Yeah, but he got baseballed because there was a guy standing there, the left fielder.
Absolutely, you gotta hit them where they ain't. Emerson trying to do that this inning. McCarroll has other ideas. He's looking to continue his impressive start. O'Connell, pardon me, fouls that one into the box. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Nick Favazzo. He doubled his last time up. Loveland behind him in the hole. Here we go. 1-2. Check swing. He went. A good block. And throw to first for the first out. Phenomenal block there by Bellin to keep that in front and then make a good hard throw to first to retire O'Connell. And now you have Nick Favazzo, who in his last at-bat, as I said, doubled. Only saw 1 pitch. Drove it down the left field line. Kevin Matos Again, not playing as much in the gap as Santosuoso, but definitely leaving that line for Favazzo to use again. The check swing was appealed. He did not go, and we have a 1-0 count. And Favazzo showing bunt himself here.
Well, he's got the legs.
Absolutely. Down 6-1. Trying to make anything happen. This one's driven down the left field line, but it'll go foul. Just a little too eager on that one.
Favazzo's been seeing it well so far. He's got that one swing in the last at-bat down the line for the double.
That was off the fastball. This one was off the off-speed. He's seeing it all pretty well, Evan.
Yes.
Wonder what they'll go with here. Evan, I doubt it's a pitch to hit here, despite it being 2-1. Nick's just seeing the ball too well. Be a competitive pitch, but don't want to leave one down the middle. And there's the competitive pitch you're looking for, low and outside fastball on the corner. How about that?
Yeah, that's probably my least favorite pitch to go after because it looks enticing, but it doesn't look close enough.
And the slider catches the inside corner. So, a little east-west action here from McCarroll, and he gets yet another strikeout today. He has been phenomenal. That's his 11th strikeout of the day.
Yeah, that was the most masterful at-bat pitching-wise I've seen today from McCarroll. That was an awesome way to come back into the count. Favazzo's seeing it well. Goes outside, goes inside, strikeout looking. Impressive.
Loveland, he's walked today. No hits. That one again on the outside corner, and despite his pitch count now being in the 90s, seems as though McCarroll's getting better as this one goes on.
I mean, if you just sat where we are and you didn't know the score, you didn't know the inning, I couldn't tell you if this was his 100th pitch or his 5th pitch. He looks great.
2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 11 strikeouts so far. Here in the bottom of the 5th. I mean, to have double-digit strikeouts in the 5th inning is no small feat. But he has done that. Loveland looking to keep driving the pitch count up, maybe get on base here. A 1-2 count to him. The pitch to Loveland. And he pops one foul. So a quality at-bat here from Loveland, working the count. And that's the thing, right? Even if you go down working 5-6 pitch at-bats, that's huge.
Absolutely.
Right now against a guy who's on, and Loveland pieces one to center, but that's going to be caught out there by A.J. Ginden, and the side is retired. We've played 5. Wheaton Lions 6, your Emerson Lions 1. We're going to the 7th inning. We'll be back in just a few. For 6. And we're back here. Russell Silverman, a much less stressful situation to be in here, as he will start this inning for the Lions. Came in with the bases loaded last inning, got Tim Wagner to pop up, as he now looks to give Emerson their 4th straight scoreless inning. And that one misses upstairs, 1-0. He'll face a lefty to start off the inning in Casey Wensley. A 1-0 count to him. Silverman rejoined the team this spring after going abroad in the fall to the Netherlands Castle. One of the great opportunities Emerson gives their students. Still managed to get his work in over there, as this one is a bloop shot to center. That's going to fall into no man's land. A good pitch from Silverman, but even better hitting there from Wensley. Nothing you can do about that, Evan.
No, that's tough. I mean, you give that up. Next thing you're thinking about is the double play. So let's see what they do with the next couple pitches. First hit that Silverman has allowed. Now he has some trouble that he has to deal with that he's made up on his own self.
That slider misses, and Silverman is in absolute disbelief that wasn't called a strike, and even shortstop Justin Fields shouting at the home plate umpire.
There is something
and
about
Fields in discussion with the field umpire, Matt Gettiani, perhaps telling Justin to keep it a little quieter. And you know, the zone's been pretty good for Butch Crooker, the home plate umpire. It's been consistent. It's been very tight, but some have been a little questionable.
I think, yeah, to each their own with umpiring. He has been consistent, and I think that's the most important thing.
That one almost sails down the line there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, there's one thing about umpiring, but there's another thing about this mound, because every lefty, just Morvillo and Silverman, you can't get a smile off their face. What are they smiling about out there?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's if you don't laugh, you'll cry kind of situation with being squeezed that bad out there.
Sure.
You'd rather see them stay loose, like you were saying earlier, than press and then really start to get wild with the command. So, like you said, though, most people in the baseball world will agree, as long as the zone's consistent, that's fine. And it's been a consistent zone all day.
Yeah, there hasn't really been a call where we've really looked in and gone, okay, that's going to really change the game here. I think I like to get those outside strike calls a little bit more, especially in a day when it's so cold. Give the pitcher some help, but they really haven't needed it. This
one's fouled back.
Good 2 innings from Morvillo, and then a good end of the inning for Silverman.
Full count here to Tiberio. He's driven in a run today and walked once. Bellin, the catcher, on deck. That one, a 58-foot fastball for ball 4. I have to say, that was a very impressive block by Okamoto.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good blocking in this game. We haven't really had to see much of it because the control hasn't been errant. The pitches that miss are missing by just a little bit, but
who knows how big of a role that plays. I mean, Wensley there, if that ball gets to the backstop, maybe thinks about taking third. So good job by Okamoto to be a wall there. Even though it was ball 4, to still be locked in.
Well, yeah, you gotta.
There's a bunt attempt, and it won't matter, as that is another hit by pitch today. The third batter Silverman's hit this season.
This is really feeling a lot to me like that first inning of the game when they got a bunch of bunts on and it just seemed like the defense couldn't really buy it out. And now it looks like we're seeing that again. Silverman hasn't really pitched poorly. The defense hasn't made any bad plays, but they've got 3 base runners and nobody out. No mound visit here.
Rob Carrillo coming out just for the second time today. Tells the infield to go back to their spots. He wants to have a little one-on-one conversation. Maybe a 1-on-2 conversation as Okamoto joins them as well.
Always got to have that battery there.
Absolutely. So here we go, bases loaded. I mean, this is the situation Silverman came into. Remember, last inning, but with 2 outs. This time only no outs right now.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough because you're facing a righty here. So you kind of have to play it either straight up or because they like the button. Now this is where it gets really tough. Do you play for the double play? Do you play for the 4-3 double play? Or do you play for going home first? And then from there, because they've showed bunt so much, do you play the infield in? It's tough.
It'd be a daring move to bunt with the bases loaded, but I would not put it out of reach for Wheaton. I will say that seemed to be a very long mound visit for Rob Carrillo, and the reason for that is right-hander Tyler Metcalf is getting loose in the bullpen, so a little bit of mind games.
Yeah, mind games, and I think that they had to be running through what was going on the mound there. This is a tough spot. No outs, you got to get an out. Where do you go?
That one misses badly again, and that'll be 1-0. Nowhere to put the base runner now.
It's Tommy Beauregard.
Beauregard today, 1 hit, a walk, just struck out. Looking for his first RBI of the day. That one's in for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Silverman desperately looking for at least 1 out here. Infield is in, trying to keep this deficit as minimal as possible. And that one's driven foul and out of play, and Silverman's ahead 1-2.
You get another strike, and here, pop out, strike out, double play. That's what you want.
This would be a huge strikeout here for Silverman. You could bring the middle back, shade them back for the double play, keep the corners in. You got to get this strikeout first, and that one misses 2-2. Silverman, like you said, more of a different arm angle, more of a sidearm lefty, and you got to think that's got to be very tough to hit.
I also wonder how it is on his elbow. I mean, at times he looks like he's getting that same. They call Chris Sale what do they call it? It's not the Velociraptor. He's got
a right field. The runner on third is tagging Ben Way. Well,
wow, that was a great
throw. Get that
throw.
ball in very quickly, which prevents Wensley from tagging and trying to score, and a huge first out here for Silverman.
Yeah, and that was just deep enough for the Emerson Lions to keep the Wheaton Lions from scoring there, and Benway made a perfect throw, cutting off the line so that there would be a good block shot for Okamoto if the runner tried to tag.
So now number 7, A.J. Gindin, the leadoff hitter. And that one misses 1-0.
That's really important right there. That one thing we didn't see, well, that you wouldn't know unless you saw it, was that Okamoto had to dive for that ball, and catching that's huge, because if that goes to the backstop, you never know. It's not too deep here at the backstop, but maybe they try and score.
A 1-0 count. That one, a good hack from Gindin. He was swinging for the fences on that one.
Come on, kid. Come on, kid. Come on, 7, let's go. Good work, kid.
1-1 count. Silverman looking for a ground ball. That one misses way inside, 2-1.
And Gindin working these counts again, getting into a good hitter's count, already 2 for 4. He did strike out back in the 5th. Here he is at the top of the 6th, trying to drive in some more runs. There are 4 players in this starting lineup today with over 10 RBIs. Gindin is one of them with 12.
Takes a strike there. And it's 2-2. Silverman looking for a strikeout here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded. The pitch. Pops foul, and oh my goodness. That ball hit off a tree branch here.
That was coming at
and spiked right down towards the crowd here on the Wheaton side.
Yeah, that was about 90 miles per hour right into the middle of 2 fans, and thankfully just missed them. Are you guys okay?
Everyone's saying they're okay over there. And the off-speed misses, and the count runs full. Evan, I have never seen that.
That was
all
wild.
My years
that was absolutely wild.
Of baseball.
Yeah.
Here we go. Full count. Bases loaded. Nowhere to put the runner. Silverman. You can see his breath coming out of his mouth. It's that cold today. This one, line drive. Foul ball down the line.
Way to go inside out on that swing too. He's not pull happy. He's just seeing the ball as late as he can and just putting the bat right where he finds it.
You know, Evan, that really speaks to the two-strike approach for this Wheaton lineup. You can see Jinden really taking that mentality on that pitch and even in this at-bat so far. Here we go. Ball 4 misses upstairs. So the 7th run of the ball game for Wheaton comes across via the walk. That is now the 3rd run walked in of the day. Remember, Aiden Rice in the first inning walked in 2. So, I mean, you take those 3 walks away, it's a 4-1 ball game.
Yeah, and it gets really tough when that all started with hit by pitch, walk, walk. And then you really don't give yourself any room to come back from that. You have no room for error, and that's when those walks can really hurt you.
Absolutely. Free bases, never a good thing. That one's fouled off in the box for Tommy Ambrosani. 3 at-bats today, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk.
Hey, Tom.
Silverman looking in for his sign. This one on the ground towards second. Loveland flips to Fields. The throw to first is not in time, and the 8th run will come.
That was really
across the plate. Matt Jatiani, the field umpire, on a close play called Ambrosani safe. So the inning will continue. I mean, that's what you wanted there if you're Silverman. A ground ball right side. Lions just could not turn the double play quick enough, and the inning continues. So here we go, Mike Maher. He's driven in a run today. He's also walked. That one misses way upstairs, 2-1.
Come on now, come on. Hey, one. Hey, Mike. Come on, Mike. Here we go, Mike.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch from Silverman popped up again towards us, but that'll go behind us out of play. Almost hit a runner on the track this time, so the foul balls are out for blood right now.
Yeah, they're quite aggressive.
Always got to keep your head on a swivel. Even though it's an 18-acre park, if you're anywhere near this field, you never know.
That's absolutely right.
So here we go. Silverman, sliders fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Silverman looking for his ender here.
Go, Mike. Mike. Reset, Mike. You got Mike. Hey, 1. Come on, Mike. Here we go, Mike.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. And that one's popped up. Loveland calling for it, ranging back, and he will settle under it to retire the side. But Wheaton scratches across 2 runs. In the top of the 6th, Lions trailing 8-1 going into the bottom half of the inning. We'll be back in just a few. Comes to an end, and what a start it was for him, giving up just 2 runs. over 5 innings of work, struck out 11 batters. And he will be relieved by Jackson Walsh, pardon me. So Eric Podbelski, the head coach for the Wheaton Lions, going to his next best arm, Evan.
Yeah, and you could even argue that that's their best arm. 1.5 ERA with an 83 whip. My goodness, doesn't get easier. Not at all. And 18 innings pitched on the season shows that he hasn't just pitched a few games. Also, only allowing a 190 average against. That is tough.
You want to talk about that whip. I mean, obviously walks, hits, and innings pitched. Just 3 walks in 18 innings of work. Does not walk many people. With that, I will say, not an overpowering guy. Only 7 strikeouts in that stretch as well. So a guy that seems to really pitch to contact. Chris Ferrara takes ball 1.
Ferrara has looked good today. He's gotten on base twice in 2 attempts with the walk and the RBI single.
And that one's in there for a strike. On deck is Ryan Herskowitz. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Ferrara is 1 for 1 with a run driven in. A good take there. You know, although the whip and the ERA is impressive, again, not an overpowering guy. The Lions have been seeing the ball better. You'd love to see a little rally here. That one's in for a strike, and the count goes to full.
And when you're coming from a guy who throws the hard heat to someone who throws much more softly.
Down towards third. Cut off nicely, and Ferrara is thrown out. What a play there by Casey Wensley at third base to get to that ball and retire Chris Ferrara.
Yeah, that was impressive. A spin around, a pirouette near the shortstop area, retiring Ferrara right there. But as I was gonna say, when you go from someone who throws the high heat to someone who's more of a soft thrower, can you slow down and still see the ball just as well? Because sometimes you can get caught out way too early.
You want to talk about arm angles, it looks as though that Walsh, not really sidearm, but more of a 3/4 kind of guy. So definitely a different arm angle than McCarroll had. As Herskowitz takes that one low, 1 ball and a strike. Metcalf continuing to warm up in the Lions bullpen. Probably expect him to be in next inning. As Herskowitz fouls that one off, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the 6th, where the Emerson Lions trail 8-1. There hasn't been a huge inning, but Wheaton has just scored in bunches. 2 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 2 last inning in the 6th, in the top half of this inning actually in the 6th.
Well, at the
7 hits though.
Yeah, and at the top of the show, we were talking about how Emerson's bugaboo has been the big inning.
Another ground ball to the left side. This time the shortstop, Mike Marr, will make the play. And 2 ground balls and 2 outs. And that goes to just what we were saying about, you know, Walsh being a soft contact kind of guy.
Yeah, and he does his job completely differently from how Ryan McCarroll did it. He gets those ground balls at defenders, utilizing his whole field, and they help him out tremendously.
So Justin Fields takes ball 1 below the knees. He's walked and struck out today so far. The shortstop for the Lions. That one's back towards the middle, off the mound. Tough play, and Fields will beat it out. So Justin Fields with Emerson's 3rd hit of the day.
And just like that, they beat out the season whip. .83, there's the 1 base runner.
Tommy Beauregard just couldn't get enough behind the throw. Ball wasn't hit particularly hard, but an infield hit nonetheless. And here's Blake Benway. He takes a strike on the outer half, 0-1.
Blake's been getting into deep at-bats. He took a walk his last time, stole a base. See if he can get on again. Maybe gap one.
That one misses outside, 1-1. That's tough. The Lions are getting base runners and even getting runners into scoring position, but with 2 outs, it's really tough sometimes to get those runners across. Completely eliminates, a suicide, safety squeeze, or even a sac fly. That one's fouled towards the Emerson dugout. Ewan Fitzpatrick makes the play.
Well, he's seeing it. That means he was just a little late sending it that way. Straighten it out, get a little earlier on that swing, right into center field.
1-2 count to Blake Benway. The right fielder. And a pickoff attempt. Fields not sliding. I have to say, Coach Butterfield really far up the line. Not in the coaching box. Didn't really hear him say much there on the pickoff attempt. I'm sure he did. I'm really curious as to why he's so far back. Might be easier for the runners to pick him up on a base hit, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I mean that's curious to me too. He's got his hands in his pockets, just kind of standing there. If I didn't know that was a person, I could think that he was a statue out there. He's very stoic. It's a great look for him. So, yeah, I think maybe he's just looking to see the positioning that the first base has got. But yeah, I don't know.
This one hit hard towards the middle again, but Wheaton will take the easy out at second, and the side is retired. Jackson Walsh, 3 ground balls to the left side is how he gets through the inning. We've played 6. Wheaton 8, Emerson 1. We'll be back in just a few. East Boston, where Tyler Metcalf is getting ready to come into the game. So head coach Nick Vanacchi has seen enough from Russell Silverman, as he'll go back to the second righty of the day. So haven't seen a right-handed pitcher since starting pitcher Aiden Rice left the game in the 3rd inning. So here we go. Tyler Metcalf, a freshman from Kentucky, pitching to a 16.87 ERA, 0-1 on the year. He's pitched 2 2/3 innings of work so far, with 2 strikeouts and 16 batters faced. So here we go. Metcalf, the freshman, has a very, very effective 2-seam fastball that he loves to use.
That's great news for ground balls.
Absolutely. As that one's driven, left center field, San Esposo ranging back, has a beat on it, and he'll make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. So a good start for Metcalf. Now we have a couple last names on this team. that are the same as some prominent NFL players, Metcalf being one of them. But how about our shortstop, Justin Fields, literally having an entire
the exact same name as a certain quarterback.
Of a prominent quarterback. Nicknamed QB1 sometimes on the team, which is pretty funny. That slider misses. Tim Wagner up for Wheaton.
Wagner is 0 for 2 with a walk. Back in the 4th inning, he popped out, and that was that incredible pop out that was well into left field that Justin Fields got down. Wow!
What a play by Metcalf!
Oh my goodness!
That ball was hit about 105 miles an hour.
L1.
Right into the glove of Metcalf. Not much Wagner can do there.
Yeah, that means line out to the pitcher. What a catch, what reflexes. It was right at his chest. What a catch.
And you know what? As he is always, calm, cool, and collected, Metcalf not even phased as he's ready to face the next batter.
Casey Wensley.
Wensley up.
He's 1 for 2 with a walk back in the first.
With that lineup, Wagner is one of just 2 Wheaton hitters still without a hit in this lineup, as that one's driven to center, left center field. That's down for a base hit. So after 2 quick outs, a base runner for Wheaton. That was an incredible play.
Yeah, I'm not over it. I don't think I will be for the rest of the day. That made it right there. Awesome moment. If we don't get back in this one, then at least we had that Tyler Metcalf catch on the mound, because that is just a bang play. Wow.
Pardon me, there's actually 3 Wheaton hitters without a hit. Tiberio in the box right now is one of them. But he does have a run driven in.
Yeah, and he's walked twice and was hit by a pitch, so technically no at-bats for him today. Good for the on-base percentage, though.
Absolutely. He takes a strike here. Metcalf looking for a scoreless inning. And a good slider misses outside, 1-1, and again, a disgruntled Emerson dugout. You can hear the groans from all the way over here. Again, we apologize for the view for those of you watching on Play Site. Very rough conditions today. Only one power source, so you guys are stuck with a view of the pitcher and hitter. We hope we're being descriptive enough for all of you viewers, both on the radio and on Play Site. Runner goes. Okamoto had trouble getting it out of the mitt. Still a close play. Great throw, but the runner is safe.
And that is the 3rd stolen base of the day for Wheaton, the 1st for Wensley.
Both teams aggressive on the base paths today. Not one runner's been thrown out.
No. And there was that chance where Loveland nearly missed the tag, but a better swim move on the base path kept him safe. So yeah, been great base running so far.
That's a move we've seen more in recent years from, obviously big league players. I think Javier Baez is one of the most prominent players to use that swing move. We've seen Mike Trout do it, and we're seeing it in the D3 level now quite frequently. The game's becoming more athletic as the years go on, for sure. That one fouled off. So we have a 2-2 count here with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. A runner on second. Long pause from Metcalf to pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The freshman gets a scoreless inning as the Lions look to rally for him in the bottom half of the 7th when we come back. Getting ready for his second inning of work, and while he's doing that, let's do a little drive around the majors for all you big league fans at home. The Orioles and Pirates are tied at 0 currently at the end of the third inning. Top of the third in Atlanta, the Braves are up 2-0 on the Diamondbacks. Yankees in the top of the third are tied with the Blue Jays at 0. Mets ahead of the Reds 2-0 in the top of the third. Phillies and Nationals 1-1 in the bottom of the second. The Athletics up big 5-0 on the Tigers early in the bottom of the second. White Sox and Royals tied at 0. That game just got underway, as did the Mariners and Brewers and the Marlins and Cardinals. Would have been a full day of MLB action had the Guardians and Twins not gotten rained out, as did the Lions. They got rained out yesterday as Okamoto lines one up the middle for a base hit. So a leadoff base runner for Emerson. And here you go. That is what you want. Your 8-hitter coming up, doing a job, setting the table. Sanders Suoso now, it's got to do something similar. I'd be shocked to see a bunt down 8-1. So you're going to have to play a pass the baton type of game here if you're the Lions. Don't try to get too big.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, Lucas, but you called Jake Okamoto gritty, and it's time for the Emerson Lions to get gritty with it because they need to get base runners, work counts, just get every single ounce that they can get into every pitch, see the ball, get good contact, work at bats, and get on base.
The pitch to Sanders Suoso misses low, 2-0. So a hitter's count with a runner on already.
Come on, Jack.
And the top of the order looming on deck. Sanders Suoso jam shot into left field. That's going to be down for a base hit. Back-to-back hits for the Lions here. With an eye. Lions with an eye, that is.
And now we get to the top of the order with 2 on and nobody out. That is huge.
Braden O'Connell, the freshman, he's played a lot of third base. He's tasked with DHing in game 1 today. Be interesting to see what he does in game 2.
Go ahead, come on.
A very consistent hitter for this Lions team.
283 before the day began.
Ground ball, you might.
Need anything but a ground ball here, Evan. And the bunt is shown, and a great bunt by O'Connell down the first base line. He'll be retired at first, but now 2 runners in scoring position for Nick Favazza.
And I like the bunt attempt there because you move the runners into scoring position. You only got 1 out now. You've got Favazza who's swinging a hot bat, and then you've got Loveland and Ferrara behind him. No double play here. That's big.
You know, with 1 runner on base, I wasn't too fond of a bunt in that situation, but with 2 on, I'd like that move a lot, like you said, Evan, and now you have one of your best hitters in Nick Favazza. He could plate 2 with a single here. He's asking if he got hit by that pitch. Just with a smile on his face.
That's the Nick I know.
Go.
Well, you know, he's been hit by 9 pitches this season, leading the team, hit by 3 against Clark.
And that is the last guy you want to hit by a pitch if you're an opponent.
Yeah.
With the speed that Favazza has.
Go 3-2, come on.
He's looking to do a job here. In terms of stolen bases, 9 for 10, Favazza is. So not a guy you want to be hitting.
No.
Chops one here, and this is dangerous. Favazza has got a lot of speed, and he's going to beat it out, and the Lions plate a run on the infield hit. If there's a guy in this lineup you don't want to have hit the ball hard on the ground anywhere, it's Nick Favazza.
You don't want him to hit it softly on the ground because then you got to run to go get it. He's going to be safe by a mile.
Exactly my point. If it's a soft hit ball on the ground with him, chances are it's a base hit. And you see that here. So an RBI for Favazza, and now Brigham Loveland looking to do a job here and get the Lions right back into this thing and keep it going. That one misses. A ball upstairs, 1-0, and I think we're seeing that a lot from Walsh here, falling behind on hitters this inning, as opposed to his first 2 innings where he was getting ahead of a lot of guys.
Come on, Jack.
Yeah, and those ground balls are not his friend in this inning. Favazza getting that infield single.
Absolutely, though. 1-0 to Loveland. He just gets under it to center field. See if the runner tags, and he's going to. Sanders Suoso. Oh, and it kicks off.
was either
of
cut off.
Wagner's foot.
Yeah,
he
it was
couldn't
either-
get a glove on it, and that enables Sandersuoso to score. Had that ball gotten through or even been cut off by Wagner, they had a chance to nab Sandersuoso at the plate, but it hits Wagner's foot and gets away a little bit, enabling the second run of the inning to come across. And now Chris Ferrara, the RBI machine, is up at the dish.
And that was,
How about that, Evan?
yeah, that was awesome, and way to get here. Just missing what might have been a mammoth shot into left center. Instead, it's a pop out, but it's actually a sac 8, and he picks up his 10th RBI of the season. Get the second and third runs of the day for Emerson in this game. Let's go get a fourth.
And again, you just got to think, those 3 runs that came across via the walk, I mean, it could be a 5-3 game right now, but you can't be thinking about that if you're Emerson, and clearly they're not. This is the most loose I would say the offense has looked all day.
Oh yeah, they look great, and they haven't. One great sign from a team who's struggling, especially when you get down in games early. Oh, he got picked off.
And Nick Favazzo is picked off at first base.
Good job.
They knew the threat that he possesses on the bases. Nothing you can do about that. But the Lions score 2. It's an 8-3 ball game after 7 innings of play. We go to the top of the 8th. Tyler Metcalf has earned a second inning of work here after a scoreless 7th inning. I don't want to jinx it, Evan. We mentioned how the big inning seems to have plagued Emerson, but there really hasn't been a super big inning in this game. Just the 4-run second. Other than that, a lot of zeros on the board.
Yeah, and this game is frankly manageable for Emerson right now. A 5-run game with an offense that can strike and score. A cold day where the pitchers can get a little too cold for that fastball. We'll see if they can get a scoreless inning here and get back in it in the 8th.
Just got to keep chipping away. First and foremost, you need another 0 here. That's imperative. Metcalf misses with a ball, 1-0 to the leadoff hitter,
Tyler Bellin.
Bellin today, 3 at-bats. Again, one of the 3 with no hits today for the Wheaton Lions.
8-2-5, 8-2-5. Hey, Ty.
The catcher.
He got on with an error. That was the E6, and then he was hit by a pitch last time up. And that was in the 6th.
It's quickly 2-0 to him here, so a hitter's count. Metcalf nibbling with the off-speed pitches there on the first 2 pitches. There's a ball on the ground. Fields bobbles, picks it up, throws the first. Ferrara with the pick. 1 out. Fields almost lost that on the transfer there, but recovered nicely and got the out.
Yeah, he's been impressive in the field today. That was just another awesome play.
You want to talk about versatility as well. I know we talked about Jake Morvillo being a versatile pitcher for the team. Well, his Glen Ridge buddy, Justin Fields, can do it all as well. He started the season playing a lot of third base. He moved over to shortstop in the recent weeks. He's also been the designated hitter a few times. He's a guy that just wants to play and produce for this team no matter where it is. And you got to love that kind of mentality. There's a good pitch for a strike against Tommy Beauregard. 1 hit on the day, a walk and a strikeout in 3 at-bats. 0-1 to him. Good frame from Okamoto, but called a ball nonetheless. 1-1. So I'd have to think, this is purely speculation, because that's a good fastball and it's 1-2. Getting late into this game, you start thinking, who are we going to see on the mound for Emerson next game? And I mean, there's a plethora of options. You have Christopher Lowe ready to go. You have Angelo Deere, who's been a starter for this team this season and last season. You could go with any number of options. Shane Moriarty might be the only pitcher not available, as he threw over 100 pitches a couple days ago. That one's fouled off to keep the at-bat going. But if you get back into this one, you never know. You might have to burn one of those arms next inning. So, and that would actually be the best case scenario here for Emerson. So we'll see what happens. Metcalf doing a great job so far, keeping it where it's at.
I'd love to see Chris Lowe come in if Emerson can get back into this game. But if they can't, I would love to see Chris Lowe start the next game. The best pitcher on Emerson this year, stats-wise, with 22 strikeouts, a 5.84 ERA.
You know, and those stats obviously tell a story, but the energy Lowe brings out to the mound is contagious, and that's something that, you know, is a big part of his game as well.
Hey, Bo, come on, kid.
He'll definitely pitch today. It's just a matter of when. For now, it's Metcalf, and he gets the strikeout for the second out of the inning. So the freshman doing a great job so far. But now he'll be tasked with facing the top of the order, Evan. A.J. Yinden. 4 at-bats, a hit, an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. He's done pretty much everything he can do at the plate today.
Yeah, 290 hitter before the game. This guy hits for contact, can hit for power when he needs to. It's a great player.
This one, flown out to center field. Favazzo ranging back towards the wall. He'll make the catch. Side retired. Tyler Metcalf. 2 scoreless innings under his belt today.
And a 1-2-3 inning.
Absolutely. We'll be back in just a few. Don't go anywhere, folks.
8-3 Wheaton. We're going to the bottom of the 8th.
Jackson Walsh in still for the Wheaton Lions. Gave up 2 in the last inning. Lions would love to keep chipping away and give themselves a shot to tie this thing or win this thing, either this inning or next inning. Running out of time, though, just 6 outs left with to play. Chris Ferrara leading things off. 2 at-bats, a hit, an RBI, and a walk. He takes the first pitch low, 1-0. So again, Walsh falling behind early in the count, something we saw last inning that led to multiple runs being scored. That one in for a strike, 1-1. Double barrel action in the pen, I believe, for Wheaton, perhaps. Yeah, it looks as though there is.
Oh, Jack.
That one down the line, just foul towards that bullpen.
They have Joe Mulhern warming up in the pen. The righty option, and the lefty option is Matthew Pizzelli.
So there you have it. Righty and a lefty up in the Wheaton pen. Memorial Park, only one bullpen, and it is down the third base line, so each team has to share. So I'm curious to think, well, what if Emerson has to warm someone up this inning?
Yeah, you
Evan,
throw him down
do?
the right field line. What do you do? Yeah.
Luckily, I think Emerson's going to stick with Tyler Metcalf. Why wouldn't you? He's had a terrific 2 innings so far. As Ferrara keeps the at-bat going, it's a 2-ball and 2-strike count. He fouls that one towards the third base dugout. But yeah, one bullpen, and it's shared, so everyone's kind of crowded down there. The pitch. Oh, fouled off, and that one almost took out Ryan Herskowitz in the on-deck circle. And the foul balls continue to be aggressive here.
Yeah, Coach Benaki liked that too. That was funny.
Can't help but laugh. That ball hit on a line towards Herskowitz. Everyone's all okay as Ferrara hits one down the third base line off the glove of Wensley. And that'll be a single to start the inning. So for back-to-back innings, the Lions have leadoff runners on. And Ryan Herskowitz looks to do a job. And now Evan, 5-run game. We saw a bunt with 2 runners on last inning in an 8-1 game. What do you think here if you're Nick Vinacchi?
Well, the pitch count's up at 34, but Walsh can go multiple innings, and he does go more than 2. He's not a typical reliever.
And this might be it for him, actually, as head coach Eric Podbelski is coming out to the mound. He hasn't signaled, I believe, yet to a reliever, Evan. So hold that thought. Maybe here the discussion is exactly what we were talking about. Maybe expect the bunt, maybe,
yes.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going on here. Oh, also, that is a great varsity jacket that they've got there.
I will say the Wheaton uniforms, I will say both teams today I think have some pretty good uniforms, but that Wheaton varsity jacket that Coach Podbelski's wearing is pretty clean. But I will say these purple Emerson jerseys with the white trim around the sleeves and the neckline, very clean. And these are relatively new.
Yes, they are.
Last season.
The cursive font is a really nice touch.
Absolutely. That one swung on and missed. 0-1 with these new purple uniforms last year. It seemingly was the retirement of the white uniforms for Emerson. Have not seen these once this year. And Herskowitz does show bunt there, but that looked more of a bunt for a hit than a sacrifice type of attempt. So a 1-1 count nonetheless. He pulled back in time. Not a ton of speed at first with Ferrari. He's barely getting a lead. That's in for a strike, 1-2. Pardon me, folks. Did not mean to just cough into the mic there. Chopper, gonna be a tough play. Throw goes to first, and that does pretty much the same job as a sacrifice bunt. No play at second there for Mike Marr, the shortstop, but Herskowitz is retired. Now Justin Fields, 2 at-bats, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. Would love another hit here. And if that's going to happen, it won't be against Jackson Walsh. Head coach Eric Podbelski's playing matchups. He'll bring in the lefty to face Fields. It'll be very interesting to see if Coach Vinacchi counters with a right-handed bat here. But with 2 lefties due to come up,
we're going to have Matthew Pizzelli start warming up, the lefty on the mound. It's a good time to bring in a new arm, especially with 1 guy on base, and you can save Jack
coming up.
Yeah, and you can save Jack Walsh for another game at this point, which is important, I think, for a team which is going to be playing 2 games today.
So we'll take a quick break as the pitching change occurs here. We'll be back in just a few. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Lions are threatening with a runner on second base. And the lefty for Wheaton is Matthew Pizzelli, pitching to a 5.79 ERA so far in 4 2/3 innings pitched. Nick Vinacki not going to bring in a righty for Justin Fields. However, on deck, it looks as though Blake Benway's day is done as Robert Posio stands in. But he's going to let Fields hit against the lefty, and the first pitch is a swing and a miss, 0-1. You want to talk about a sidearm lefty, Evan. This is even more sidearm than Silverman was in his outing today.
Yeah, and you mentioned with the 5.79 ERA, he's only pitched 4.2 innings, so we haven't really seen what he can do in a full season's length, but he certainly looks nasty right off the gun.
We'll say opponent's batting average at a 391, so they're hitting him for sure. But the 5.79 ERA says he's had some good outings as well, so we'll see what we get out of Pizzelli today. It's a 1-1 count to Fields. Pizzelli's pitch, low and in, 2-1. And that might, yeah, I was gonna say that might be one of those where you hear from the dugout, we got ice, but instead we just heard someone yell, wear it. Looking for base runners here.
Yeah.
On a day like this, though, you really don't want to wear a pitch, but with your team down and needing base runners, if it's close, don't really want to do too much to back out of the way.
No.
As Fields swings and misses, it's 2-2 now. On the 2 swings he has had in this at-bat, it's been a little late. Pizzelli working the outer half so far. See what he does here. 2-2 count, 1 out. Way outside, 3-2. You will take base hit or ball 4 here if you're Justin Fields. Get it to Posio on deck. Posio, a catcher. Missed a little bit of time due to a concussion protocol. Good to see him back and cleared and ready to go. Wouldn't be surprised to see him starting game 2 behind the dish, give Okamoto some rest. It's a lot to catch 2 games in a day. I know I could not do it.
My goodness.
I don't think I could catch 1 game in a day, Evan.
Yeah, no. I was once told that, hey, you should be a catcher. I always have had big legs.
And that's strike 3 called. Fields knew it. 2 outs here.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I was always told that I had big legs. Oh yeah, you'd be perfect for him for a catcher. Yeah, my knees. I don't want to do that to my knees. I can't
Absolutely.
do that.
So Posio coming in to pinch hit with a chance to chip away more at this 8-3 deficit. Posio batting .211 on the season. Again, he missed some time due to injury, so not a ton of at-bats, not just 19 at-bats on the year. He was one of Emerson's hottest hitters last year. No batting gloves on a chilly day with a lot of wind, but Posio never wears batting gloves. Benway also a guy that doesn't. And Poe takes the first pitch low, 1-0.
Stay together right through it.
Very wide stance for Posio. Looking to do damage here. But this one's popped up right side. The right fielder settles under it, and the side is retired. We go to the 9th. Wheaton 8, your Emerson Lions 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got the 9th inning coming your way.
All right, welcome back. I'm Evan Sharrard. Lucas is currently out taking a little bathroom break, but we are back here for the top of the 9th. It is still going to be Tyler Metcalf on the mound to close it out for Emerson here. As on deck and ready to start his at-bat will be Tommy Ambrosini, followed by Mike Maher and Kevin Matos.
Here we go. Come on, Tommy.
Last inning, Metcalf was able to get the order down in 3. So got him out in order with a 6-3 putout, a strikeout, and Jindin flew out to Favazzo in center. Now it'll be Ambrosini to start us off here in the 9th inning of play.
Hey, Tom. Come on, kids. Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom. 9-1-6.
Metcalf looks in. Here's the pitch. That'll be strike 1 on an outside fastball.
Hey, Tom. 8-1-6, more, babe.
Ambrosini batting in that left-handed batter's box, bends his knees, he's ready. Metcalf looks in, gets the sign. Ball in the glove. Here's the pitch. That ball is low and outside. The fastball misses, count 1-1.
Here you go, Tom. Here you go. Tommy. Shit.
Here's the 1-1. That is in there for strike 2 on the outside. Metcalf quickly ahead.
Hey, Tommy.
Here's the 1-2. That ball hit pretty well left field. Coming on and making the catch is Santasuso. And so 1 up, 1 down.
Good, Mike. Go, Warren. Just go.
Now into bat will be Mike Maher.
Mike Carroll, right through it.
He hit a double back in the 2nd inning, walked in the 5th, popped out in the 6th to 2nd. And he will bat with nobody on and 1 out. Now Lucas is back, and he'll take right back over.
All right, Evan, what did I miss?
Well, you just... Funny you should ask. Well, you just missed the first out of the inning. It was a fly out by Tommy Ambrosini right into center to Favazzo. And you got back just in time for the first pitch to Mike Maher.
All righty, so Metcalf out here for his 3rd inning of work. How impressive has he been so far? The freshman doing a big job here for Emerson. Looking for his 3rd scoreless inning of the day. And you know, Evan, it is an 8-3 game. You're trailing 5, but you look at the score box. Emerson's only 1 hit shy of Wheaton's hit total.
Yeah,
just
I was going to mention
for
that
Wheaton
as well.
and 7 for Emerson.
Yeah.
They've been hitting the ball, but again, walking in 3 runs, not ideal. As that one's hit hard and through for a base hit.
Swing, Mike. Good swing.
No, it's the little things that if they tighten up, they'll be in really good shape for game 2, and maybe, just maybe, if they can find a way in game 1.
Yeah, and I think that goes to show you the talent that Wheaton has on the pitching side. I mean, their first 2 arms that they played were their best 2, and they won the NEWMAC last year. So it goes to show you that Emerson can compete with them, but they just couldn't drive the runs in when they needed them.
Come on, Kev, let's go.
So here we go. Kevin Matos, the left fielder, takes one low, 1-0. No one up in the Emerson pen. Another lefty up for Wheaton in their bullpen. Curious to see who that is. Looks to be number 17, Jack Kellner Mochak. So maybe he's just going to be tasked with closing this thing out, or maybe we'll see Pizzelli come back out. Metcalf still out here for the Lions. Wheaton trying to hand Emerson their 27th straight loss against Wheaton. And a pickoff attempt to no avail there. Last year, Emerson lost both games against Wheaton. One of them a similar game to this one. They lost 6-2. The other they lost 13-5. Playing Wheaton earlier this year. They played them in late April last year, but an early April matchup here, and you can feel it. We've said it a few times. It is blistering cold with this wind out here.
Yeah, I made the mistake of only wearing a sweater, and I definitely am missing the jacket that I left in my room.
Well, Evan, it is a very close T-ride back to Emerson. If you do in between games want to go grab that jacket. This is as close to a home game as you're going to get for the Emerson Lions.
Right.
And they will be back here. They do play Suffolk, I believe, on Patriots Monday, I believe. We'll double check that. But I know for a fact that Emerson will be back here at some point. Just not entirely sure when. I believe that game...
April 15th,
April 15th.
Right here.
I believe that is Patriots Monday.
It is.
So there you have it. Not the last time the Lions will be here. Full count here to Matos with one out and a runner on first. Wagner on deck. And the pitch. Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike three, chance to throw out the runner, and Fields was very late getting to the bag. I'm not gonna lie to you, Evan, if Fields is there, they had a chance for an out.
Yeah, that was really close. Even if he did make that catch, I would have had a question about it, but just fast enough to steal that base was Maher, and a good throw, Okamoto. We haven't really seen that many attempts to throw runners out, and that was a good one.
Now Tim Wagner 0 for 4, a tough 0 for 4 on the day. Remember last time he hit one that almost took Metcalf's head off.
Yeah,
What
that was
great
that
play.
was yeah, that was the most exciting moment of the day. That was an incredible shot, and what reflexes to make that catch.
Pitchers are athletes too, Evan.
Absolutely.
Despite contrary belief.
Yeah, I understand not letting them take the pop-ups because the mound's not even, but even I get frustrated about that sometimes. If it's in foul territory, let them take it.
Oh, that one's driven to deep left center field. This one's back towards the wall. Favazzo makes a sliding catch onto the warning track to retire the side.
Well, Nick Favazzo, how do you do? He knows a little something about playing center field, and right there makes an incredible sliding catch.
What
Wow.
a play by Nick Favazzo as the Lions look to rally in the bottom half of the ninth when we return. Wow. Back here as Wheaton sends out their closer, Joe Mulhern. 3 saves, leads his team in that department. Only one other pitcher has a save for Wheaton, and that is a guy who we saw already today, Jackson Walsh. 7 2/3 innings pitched for Mulhern, an impressive 2.35 ERA, and again, Evan, another guy with a sub-1 whip. So, going to be very tough for the Lions to rally against him, but there's a reason baseball's played down to the final out. Never know what can happen.
That's right. Emerson's left 7 guys on base. They've not hit an extra base hit so far, but they've driven in 3.
Other than Favazzo's double, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's
That might
right.
be the only one. I think that is the only extra base hit.
Yes.
So, not much going on the offensive front. But let's see if they can get something going. Here's Okamoto, who singled in his last time up, Evan. Seen the ball pretty well his last couple of at-bats. Takes a ball, 1-0. So here we go. Last looks for the Lions. Bottom of the ninth, trailing 5. This one to short. Okamoto running hard, but he is retired as he slides into first base there. Something Okamoto loves to do often. You know, there's much debate about that, Evan, about whether that slows you down.
I was just about to say that, yeah. Well,
I don't know. On turf, I would like to think it maybe speeds you up a little bit. Some wet turf after some rain. I don't know.
You know, I always thought, because you're extending your hand, it's got to be a little faster.
Right.
But I've heard that, you know, if you just run it out, you're actually going to be closer. So I really don't know. I think it's probably about the same.
You know, it might not even be a matter of what's quicker.
Yeah.
It's probably what percentage of the time do umpires call them safe or out, right? Because you got to think most of the times an umpire sees a head first slide,
out.
He's going to call him out. It's harder to hear. He's going to go with the out as Santosuoso is late to make it 2-1 here. You know, a lot of umpires rely on that sound. So if they don't get that sound, probably going to call you out, because that's in there for a strike, 2-2. Umpiring was my first ever job, and that's actually what they taught me at 15 years old in umpiring school. Listen
about
for the
that?
sound. And if they slide, usually if you're not sure, call them out. So that's what you're taught. I don't know if that still is. That's just the more you know.
Well, how about that? A little umpiring 101 with Lucas Sims.
It was a fantastic job, I won't lie. Full count. Santosuoso on the ground. A nice stop by the shortstop. But Santosuoso beats it out. That would have been
play of the game.
Play of the maybe year by Mike Marr had he gotten Santosuoso there. The range to get to that ball and put a good throw behind it, almost Jeter-esque.
Yeah, he had to range over all the way to his left, slide, get right up on his feet, lobs it over. It was accurate. It was on target, just a little late. Infield single. What a play.
So 1 out, runner on, top of the order. Here we go. First pitch in there for a strike. O'Connell on the day. No hits with 2 strikeouts, but again, doesn't tell the whole story. He hit a bullet that was caught in left field. His second at-bat of the day. And this one, a little jam shot. That's going to get down for a base hit. Ooh, and a voice crack. So here we go.
A little excitement. Late in the game, Lucas Sims.
Gotta laugh sometimes, Evan. Gotta laugh.
You gotta laugh. You gotta, I mean, voice crack means something exciting happened.
Exactly.
That's what I know.
Not the first, not the last broadcaster to ever have that happen. I will say, though, isn't that funny? The ball he hits 100 miles an hour caught. The jam shot off his hands is in for a base hit.
Yeah, that's what they
Gotta love
say,
it. Here's Favazzo, the only guy with an extra base hit for Emerson. Takes a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1.
Favazzo 2 for 4, 2 Ks, 2 hits, double and a single.
This one on the ground again, softly, but this time they'll have the lead runner at second, but no shot to get Favazzo at first. So 2 outs now. That's a ball. If there's no runner on first, no outs are recorded there. That's the exact same spot he got his infield hit in the at-bat prior. Doesn't work when there's a runner on first, though.
Unfortunately,
as Marr goes the easy way to second for the out as O'Connell's erased there. So 2 outs, runners on first and third, down by 5. Can't even get the tying run to the plate here if Loveland gets on base, down by 5, but you can pass the baton.
That's one of the beautiful things about baseball is you can keep passing the baton. There is no time limit. And so that means that no matter how much you're down by, you can always come back.
Absolutely. 2 outs here. Loveland hitless on the day, but does have a run driven in and a walk. So still productive, but looking for a hit here. And that one buzzes his helmet a little bit there, up and in. That was the hardest pitch Mulhern's thrown today for sure. Not super close, but probably made Loveland uncomfortable enough. That one's a perfectly placed pitcher's pitch, low and in. And the Lions are down to their final strike of game 1. Loveland choking up, looking to put a ball in play here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. And it's foul tipped, but couldn't be held on. So the inning and at bat will continue. Bellin couldn't squeeze that foul tip. This is what Briggs does. Works really good at bats, tough guy to just put away. You see it with the on-base percentage, the high average. Even in 2 strike counts, you feel like anything could happen with Loveland at the plate. See what he can do here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Low and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A good take there. Seemed to be maybe a changeup. Loveland not fishing. The pitch. Line drive, base hit into right field. 1 run is in. Favazzo being waved around. He'll come in to score. And now it's an 8-5 ball game.
Just like that.
What an at-bat by Brigham Loveland. Down to their final strike, and his final strike, he plates 2 with a big single there.
Yeah, Briggs. Cool, calm, collected delivery. And that is now not only 10 RBIs, but make it 12 for him on the season now. What
Coming
a game
for Chris
he's
Ferrara's
having.
title.
Yes.
As RBI leader.
Maybe Chris Ferrara can drive in one here, right here.
Well, now you're a base runner away from getting the tying run to the plate.
That's right. Oh, how a
big.
baseball game can change. It's beautiful.
And I hate, again, to beat a dead horse, but those 3 walks that led to runs, Evan, it's a tie game now if you don't have that.
Well, that actually really speaks to how Wheaton plays. I mean, that first inning where they bunted, they filled those bases up. You get 2 rough starts in an inning, and that's how you can lose a game. It's good to see Emerson knocking in 5.
Down to his final strike, he pops 1 foul, keeps the at-bat going. So again, 2-strike approach. Does Ferrara have it in him to keep this thing going and get the tying run to the plate?
We're about to find out.
Not a ton of power to follow Ferrara. No one in the order after him has a home run on the season. This one to the right side. Ferrara will be retired, and that is the ball game. A little too late for Emerson as they tried to rally. They scored 2 in the 9th, but they fall to Wheaton 8-5, the final score in Game 1. But don't go anywhere, folks. Game 2 is coming your way. Evan Sharrard will take over the play-by-play duties when we come back.
8-5, the final in Game 1. Wheaton was out-hit by Emerson by 1. Wheaton left 15 runners on base. Emerson left 8. Emerson made 2 errors in the game. Wheaton made 1. The win goes to Ryan McCarroll. The loss to Aiden Rice. Emerson striking for 3 in the late innings of play, losing by 3. Game 2 starting very soon. Wheaton wins it and moves to 10-6. Emerson to 3-15. Thank you so much for listening to the first broadcast of the day. I'm Evan Sharrard. That was Lucas Sims. We'll be right back really soon.